It's that time of year, and you're hearing this sound everywhere you go. I was wanting to reproduce this on the Montage, and was able to do so pretty quickly. I'm going to go through how I was able to come up with this pretty close replica of the wonderful Christmastime synth sound by Paul McCartney. Evidently, he did this on the Yamaha CS-80. We are going to do it on this Montage 7, and everything we do here, same as the MODX. So let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to want to do is go to the category search. We're going to do init, and we're using an AWM2 sound today. So the first thing that comes up is going to be this very plain piano sound. And the way I found the sound I was looking for, we're going to edit, and we're going to part 1. And what we want to do is look at the element. The first, whoops, that's not it. We want the, oh yeah, we do want the element. We want the oscillator. And right over here, press that, and it'll do a category search or a number. You can find the number in the data list. I just went to the category search. I did synth lead and it just came up with all this, and then I just started going through and sampling the sounds, and this is what you got to begin with. And I just went through and I just kept going through this until I found the one I wanted. The one I thought sounded the closest, I narrowed it down to about 3, but Digi 04 was the one I found was the closest. And that's what it sounds like when you first get it. And we have to tweak it because there's all kinds of things going on with the sound in the song. But Digi 04 was the one I found eventually that I thought sounded the closest to this, which is, it's kind of a saw wave sound. And so once we get that, enter, and the next we're going to go into is we're going to look at the filter right over here. And what we want is to have a the type of filter we're looking for, something that cuts off pretty quick. And the shape we're looking for is something like that. LPF 24D will work. The cutoff, we want it to cut off a lot sooner. So we're going to bring this down. See how it slides in to about right there. And our resonance, I'll bring the resonance up because there is a bit of a brightness, and it rapidly on the original it comes in strong and then it quickly closes out. So we want something a little bright to begin with, and so that's what we're doing with the filter. See how it looks, just a little hump there. And now the EG, filter EG, this is what's really important. This and the amplitude envelope is what's going to really make it sound like the original. So for the filter EG, we want this to drop off pretty quickly, and so the decay here, we're gonna do. I'll bring this out, and this is one you can play with. This decay 1. After we dial it in, you'll be. I came up with this just by playing with it, but you'll see how this is gonna play out. And the decay 1 for the level, that's where we're gonna have it come down. And then for the decay 2, we want to bring everything down a little lower. And I think I had it kind of lined up. And so that's the shape of the filter envelope. These don't seem to really matter. So you can drop those down to 0. changes the tone. I think the release tightens it up, which will help the overall sound. But I found that those two parameters didn't really seem to affect the sound too much. And then the amplitude. This is why it doesn't sound like the sound we're looking for, because of this envelope right here. And what we want is something that has very quick attack and a very quick decay. So we're gonna do keep this one roughly where it is, but we're gonna drop this down all the way. This is gonna be nothing, and this is gonna be nothing. And then down here for the level, we want the initial to be 0. The attack is gonna be real bright, so you want it to come up real quick, but then drop off immediately. And now you're gonna hear it. Starting to get there. So this is what you want to do if you want to have something that shuts off really quick, like the original in Wonderful Christmas Time. It's the decay time drops to 0 very quickly. And what you'll hear is when we start getting into the next part, the LFO, it'll start to shape the sound even more. So that was our initial sound. We got all right, so for the LFO, we're gonna do, I found sawed down, no, we don't want that, we want the part LFO. So I wanna get into, let's see here, common, no, part 1, and the mod control, there we go. So the part 1, part LFO. This we want to be sawed down, and let's see what that did. See how it's shutting it down, and that's kind of what the sound does. It comes on and it shuts down and cuts off pretty quick. For speed, I found just by playing with it, right around there, 49 was good. And then for the destination here, our depth, I was doing 78, so I think it give it some sound, but it dies away pretty quick. Oh, and we don't want that insert parameter, we want cut off, because that's what's happening on this. There we go. See how that, just changing the LFO destination to cut off is giving it the sound that we want, the sound that we hear on the original. You've heard this sound so many times around this time of year, you can kind of tell. And they pretty much got it. There is a bit of a delay effect we could put on this to make it even more convincing. So in effect here, what I like to do for my B, I like to put it on compression. And for the A, we're gonna do delay and moderate. And as you can hear, it's too much. So go into A. And analog delay, I think dub always, I like, yeah, see that helped a lot. For the speed, bring this up. There we go. Feedback, bring the feedback down. We've got too much feedback. We don't want it to keep on echoing too much. We want kind of 4, there. For mix, I think I put a little more dry in. that's kind of it. I'm going to put the link to the original in the description box. You can kind of hear and compare back and forth. I don't want to put it in this video because I don't want to get dinged for some kind of a copyright infringement, because that's the last thing I want to do is step on Paul McCartney's toes. But there you go. It's a real simple kind of thing to get in. Once you get in, you dial in the LFO and put it to cutoff and get the effect to echo, the way you want it. And the other thing was the let's see here, let's go back in, the filter EG, so the element, filter EG, so that one, the decay time here, if you play with this, so that even sounds even more convincing here. So I brought it down to 66. I think I had it originally at about 104. Let's go back to 104. Yeah, I think this sounds more like the original. So there you go, a cool little Christmastime sound for your synth. A nice exercise in programming the MODX or the Montage with your AWM2 sounds. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one.